What is good, collective? Welcome back to my channel, Melanin Intuition Tarot. My name is Ezekiel. I am a intuitive tarot and oracle card reader. Thank y'all so much for um, tuning back in to another pick a card reading with me on today. Um, I know I've been going for just a few weeks. I just needed some time to, I guess, just rest and rejuvenate myself and um, yeah, just us readers and spiritualists, we deal with a lot, not only on the spiritual side of things, but also on the physical side of things, because they go hand in hand. So there are certain periods to where we may, um, the way I describe it is feeling like offline. I don't know if other like readers or psychics or spiritualists, if y'all kind of feel that way sometimes also, especially because for me it kind of kicked in with this previous full moon. um it just kind of it was a very heavy time for me at that time. So um again, sometimes we may feel a little bit, like I said, like offline, to where we just don't, um I don't know, like feel connected, or I don't know how to explain it. um but for me, when I have those bouts in my life, that's usually my spirit guides just telling me to just take a break. You don't have to work so hard. You can chill, you can take a little break from your channel or doing readings and things like that. So that's what I did. If my body and my spirit team is being like, let's take a step back, then that's what I'm going to do. um but I got to go yesterday that I fell back, online. So, I'm back with the readings. Um, but yeah, just wanted to give like a quick update because again, I've been gone for a few weeks and I didn't say nothing. And that's usually me too. I'm very much an Irish goodbye type of person. Um, and then just kind of pop back up whenever I feel like it. But yeah, so um the topic of today's pick a card reading is what's next. Um, so we're just gonna see, just get some messages on what is next, what's coming towards you, what are you manifesting, what are you receiving, what's changing in your life. I don't know. I haven't done any of the groups yet, so I have no clue, what messages may come through for y'all. But yeah, I got a new deck. I actually just got this deck in like 2 days ago. And I'm really excited to use. I'm not going to use it much today because I'm still getting to know it. But I still wanted to kind of introduce a little bit into my reading. Um, but yeah, um, hope y'all are doing well, staying safe. So three groups here, as usual. So group number one here is with this Anise card. Group number two here is with this olive card, and group three is with this lavender card. So make sure y'all are choosing with your intuition, so that way you're choosing the group that will resonate with you the best. Um, but yeah, when you're ready to go to your reading, check out the description box below, and you can, um, yeah, check out the description box below, and you will find the timestamp to your reading there. So again, group one, group two, group three. I will see y'all at your designated reading. Peace out. What is good, group number one? For those of y'all who are drawn to the Anise card, this is going to be y'all's reading today. We're going to be getting some messages for y'all on what is next, whatever that may be. So you have Anise here, or Star Anise, and it says magic, memory, breath. What memories still hold magic for you, waiting to be reclaimed? So this gives me the energy of manifestation. Star anise is oftentimes used in spell work. Um, it's a really good one to use in protection work, but it's also really good to use in love work, and it's also good to use with prosperity workings as well. Um, but the energy I'm picking up from this card, um, I'm drawn to the star shape, and stars, especially in like the tarot, is like wish fulfillment. Um, but specifically, especially with memory here, this feels like something that you may have prayed for, asked for, or manifested like a while ago. Like this is something that, and again, it's funny that memories here, but it feels like something that you have forgotten that you have manifested or forgotten that you asked for, which are to me are like the best like spells to do. Is like, you do the spell, you make the candle or do whatever you need to do, bury whatever you need to bury, or whatever you do for it, and you forget about it. You just allow the magic to work. You allow it to come to you. Um, and to me, those type of spells like hit the hardest because again, like you detach yourself from the outcome, which is great. So again, this feels like the energy of something that you have manifested. For some of you, this could have been like months ago, and for others of you, this is like years ago. Um, Now I'm seeing like petition paper, and somebody writing out a petition or writing out the thing that they want. And I'm also seeing somebody burn it. I'm also seeing somebody burn a bay leaf. So this is something that you have manifested and prayed for like a while ago. And I feel like for many of you, you may have felt, because the star is also about hope, but I'm seeing the star in reverse, which is about like despair and losing hope. Um, so a lot of you, even though you may have forgotten about it, but that desire was still there. And because it hasn't manifested for you in the physical yet, um, you may have, felt a little bit of despair, a little loss of hope, maybe even doubting your magic or doubting your ability to manifest. So I'm seeing for y'all, group number one, um, this wish that you made um, months or years ago is finally here. And the reason why it took so long to get here is because you needed to be there needed to be some shifts, more so of inner shifts for you to align with it first. Seeing the number three, so 333, 33, or just number three can be significant for you. To me, three is the number of alignment. I'm seeing 353 as well. Five is the number of change. So there needed to be some changes, some shifts in order for you to get in alignment with this manifestation that you called in a long time ago. And it's not that, it was never going to come. It was more so of it felt like it was more so delayed. Um, but it was delayed for a specific reason. And again, that reason was for you to become more in alignment with this manifestation. So that way when it does come in, it's not a I'm hearing, so that way it's not a stranger to you. Um so um yeah, something is manifesting for you. A wish has been granted. It was granted a long time ago. It was granted once you actually, did this manifestation working, but now it is here in the physical. This is something that has manifested for you, is here. Okay, let me get some tarot cards. I want to get a little bit more about what this manifestation is or what this could look like. So what is this manifestation, spirit guides? What is manifesting for group number one? What is manifesting for group number one? Okay, let's see. So you got the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Judgment, King of Wands. I'm gonna put him over here. Then the Three of Swords. And then here at the bottom of the deck, you got the Wheel of Fortune. So here's that three again. So there seems to have been, with this Three of Swords energy, some things that you had to release, walk away from, let go. A lot of people don't like the Three of Swords because it usually represents like heartbreak, betrayal, things of that sort. But when you look at it, like on the other side of that heartbreak and betrayal, let's say, for instance, it's like you were cheated on. You're in a relationship and you got cheated on. Okay, it hurts. It sucks. It does, finding out that your partner was cheating on you. However, would you have rather been in that situation of being cheated on and continuing to be cheated on and just being like boo boo the fool, or would you have, preferred to have found out about it so that way you're able to leave that person behind, to break up? It may hurt in that moment. It may hurt for a couple weeks, a couple months. Um, However, it starts this journey of healing. You're able to do some inner healing. You're able to, work through that, to kind of do some introspection. What worked in this connection, what didn't work in this connection, what um what did I learn about myself within this relationship or connection? Because you're supposed to do that, is do that introspective work and seeing and taking note of what lessons needed to be learned. And it's not a lesson to be cheated on. Like, that sucks. That's definitely somebody else's free will and them using their free will to do a shitty thing towards somebody. I'm not promoting that at all. But again, sometimes those things happen, and sometimes those things are orchestrated by the universe. Um, in order for us to, again, like, come in alignment, is that three again. So for us to come into alignment with what is actually for us. And sometimes it's shaped and molded through, pain, um, through ups, through downs. Um, but again, it's all about alignment. So again, there seems to be have seems to have been something that, um, you walked away from, or somebody walking away from you, or you walking away from a situation, a place, a person, a job. Losing a place, a person, a job. Whatever that may look like for you, whatever that release had to be. Um, and it seems like, again, like, this was for you to, release this thing, person, place, habit, behavior. And this, for some of you, this loss could have been an internal thing as well. So take what resonates. But whatever this loss was needed for you to come in alignment with whatever this is that you have been manifesting. Now, for some of you, again, star anise can also be used in love workings. So one thing that you could be manifesting, not for everybody, is love, a divine partnership. You got both the King and Queen of Wands here. So this could be a divine partnership that you have been manifesting. Um, while others of you, if that doesn't resonate, this could be more of a divine union of your divine masculine and your divine feminine, that internal energy versus an external energy. Um, Another thing that you could have been manifesting here, is something to do with your lifestyle with this Queen of Pentacles energy. I am seeing like a soft life, or a life with more ease, or a life, with better, like, work life balance. Some of you may have been asking for like a better job or a different job or a promotion or something that could help, again, with a better work-life balance and also help you more financially speaking. Um, so that could definitely be um, what this is that you are manifesting here. However, I definitely feel like with this judgment underneath this Queen of Pentacles, it feels like something is, or whatever this is that you have been manifesting, is I'm getting birthright. I'm also picking up Taurus energy. Um, yeah, heavy Taurus energy with that Venus energy here. I'm also picking up Scorpio, and then you got Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Excuse me. I'm also picking up some Aquarius energy here as well. Um, but yeah, there definitely feels like um, whatever this is that you have been calling in or you have manifested a while ago is definitely a part of your life's purpose. You're meant to, you know, lead a life with more ease. You're not meant to struggle. You're not meant to, and again, we go through ups and downs. I'm not trying to be delusional or anything. Again, we go through ups and downs, but um, you're definitely meant to experience a lot more ease in your life, to where you're not having to overwork yourself. You're not having to overstress yourself. You're able to, um, live a more freer lifestyle. Something about your lifestyle is very significant here. You're meant to live a lifestyle with more ease. I'm also getting the affirmation, my income exceeds my expenses. So um, that can be, I just feel like butterflies in my stomach when I said that. Um, that could be what you manifesting, a lifestyle to where you're not having to worry about your finances, to where you're not having to worry or stress about bills and when things are going to get paid, how things are going to get paid, if things are even going to get paid. You know, you're manifesting a lifestyle to where you can just put your bills on auto pay and know that the money's just going to be there. Um, period. I'm manifesting that with y'all. But yeah, it's just something about your lifestyle shifting here, um that you're about to start seeing. Something about you're already seeing little glimpses of it, and I'm also seeing like coins on the ground, like on little, like on the concrete, like I'm in a parking lot or something. So there's like little pennies or nickels or dimes just on the ground. So um there could be like little breadcrumbs that, and not like in a toxic or negative sense, but little breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Um, that story can be significant for y'all also. That like the universe has been leaving for you, like, you know, and it seems to be coming from a place of gratitude, and the universe wanting you to show more gratitude for what you already have, even if it's a penny that you find. That's still money. That's still abundance that you're finding. Hell, even pennies are really good for like protection working as well. So you got pennies with star anise here. So there's a lot of like protection energies around you, grounding energies here as well. But yeah, there just seems to be like some little breadcrumbs that the universe is leaving you to kind of show you, like, hey, we see you, we're here for you. Things are manifesting for you, but also, show some more gratitude for, um, what we are blessing you with, even if it's small. Show gratitude for that. There's more. There's more where that came from. Um, yeah. Anything else on this, spirit guides? So I definitely feel like, again, what's next for some of you, and it wasn't too big of a message on like your divine counterpart here. So some of you are manifesting love, like a partner here. For some of you, this can be a partner to where, like, they make enough money for the both of you, and you're not having to work to pay bills. Maybe you're able to just focus on yourself, or maybe focus on a business, or focus on more creative endeavors, things of that sort. While others of you, this is more so of, that inner union between your divine masculine and your divine feminine, and maybe you applying that union towards maybe like a business, maybe entrepreneurship. Because being an entrepreneur is, you know, great to have that masculine energy of structure, combined with that feminine energy of, creativity, and combining those together is a great combination for like a business owner. So that could be very significant for you here. Anything else? I'm drawn to breathe here, so don't forget to breathe. I'm hearing that Ariana Grande song, just keep breathing and breathing and breathing. So that song could be significant for y'all. But your spirit guides are definitely wanting you to make sure you are breathing. Things may seem weird right now. I don't know. Something about your energy around you just seems weird. It's not necessarily a negative or bad thing. You just feel like you feel these changes, you feel these shifts. It's like you're waking up different. You're something about you waking up and you're in a different type of mood, like a better mood. Like you just feel something good is about to happen. And you're definitely right about that. Something great is going to happen. Um, but it's going to require you to be grounded. You're needing to ground your energy right now to allow this like plane to land, safely and easily and with ease. All right. Anything else on this, spirit guides? Yeah, I don't think so. Um, but group number one, I believe these are all the messages that I'm seeing for y'all. So let me know how this reading resonates for y'all in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all stay well, stay blessed, and I will see y'all in my next reading. Peace out. What is good, group number two? For those of y'all who are drawn to the second image, this is going to be y'all's reading on today. We're going to be getting some messages on what's next. All right, spirit team. So we're tapping in for group number two. For group number two, what is next? So I was splitting the deck here. I didn't think I was gonna get like a really a love reading or a love message here today. Um, but here we are. So you got the Knight of Cups and then the Two of Cups here. Um, so for some of you, what's next? Um, could be some sort of partnership coming in, and this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. Um, this could be, business wise for some of you here. This could also be platonic. Take what resonates. But this feels like a soul connection coming in. Feels like a one of your soulmates coming in here. Um, yeah, some of you this could have to do with like more so business, or partnership, like working on something together. Because you got the Three of Pentacles underneath this Knight of Cups. So somebody could be coming in with some sort of offer or opportunity. Um, take where it resonates. Um, but I feel like the reason why this is able to come in now is because um, you found this inner peace. You have found this. What is the phrase? The calm in the middle of the storm. And I feel like because you have, been doing a lot of inner work, um, or more so completed a lot of inner work, because it's really not much that you've been having to really work on as of recently. You may have been in more of a resting period lately, um, or more so working on becoming more grounded, maybe meditating more, or practicing more mindfulness. Um, so I'm drawn to this tree here. Um, and it's like because you found that stillness, um, now you're able to receive this soul connection. Okay, let me get some more cards here. What else can you tell us about this partnership coming in? Y'all got some good karma coming in. I'm drawn to endurance here. Y'all have endured so much. Like I'm seeing like this tree has gone through many seasons, leaves falling, leaves growing back on, falling again, being hit by lightning, torn down, and then grow back, then had to grow back, torn back down, had to grow stronger roots, and then grow back, and then the leaves decided to fall again. And then now it's this in this very beautiful energy of flourishing and um um peace. And it's like through all of these changes, I'm seeing a lot of like, like those montages in like movies or TV shows to where it shows like, the sun, then it goes down, then the moon, then it goes down, like, like it goes like day by day. um so I'm seeing for y'all, like y'all have spent so much, or you've gone through so much throughout these seasons. For some of you, especially with this seasons energy here, this could have been years in the making, um, of you having to, go through a lot of certain like tests and trials, having to, I'm even getting like generational curse breaker, like it's just so much that you had to go through in life in general, and so many losses, so many, and there were good times in there also. We don't want to ever like overlook those. But so many ups, so many downs, so many times to where like, you wanted to give up, so many times to where like things were just really, really hard. And it's because you did not give up, because you continue to work on yourself, because you continue to stay positive even when it was so hard to be positive. Um, because you decided to accept this assignment, um, sent to you by, the universe, by God, whatever you want to call it. Um, because you decided to accept that assignment of, okay, I'm gonna take on, this type of trauma, this type of experience. Um, but I'm not gonna let these experiences cause me to be bitter. I'm not gonna let it cause me to, lose myself, or to, become mean. And again, like that, a lot of people, they go through a lot of shit and they become like really bitter, and they take it out on other people. You know, you may have had little bouts where, you're human, and you know, um, you could have lashed out here and there, but for the most part, you've taken it like a G. You've really gone, experienced these things and came out on the other side of it a much better person, somebody with a lot of wisdom, with wisdom showing up here, somebody with a lot of wisdom, you gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of understanding of life and understanding that, shit happens. I mean, that's honestly, the honest truth is that shit happens. It does. Um, but again, like it's more so about like just because shit happens, it's more so about how you respond and you react to it versus the actual thing that's going on around you. Um, and again, like you have learned, or some of you're still learning, um, that it more so about how, again, like how you respond and react to the circumstance or the situation versus the actual circumstance or situation. Because we can't really always control what goes on around us. But we can always control how we respond to things. And that's a really big lesson that you have learned in your time of, or in these many seasons of, having to go through or weather many storms. But now you're here. You are in this place of peace, this place of ease. I'm kind of seeing the full scope of this image here, and it's like this tree is in the middle of like a big meadow. Um, like those perfect little scenes to where it's like a big meadow, tall grass, little wildflowers, and the wind is blowing gently, the sun is just right. Is that type of scene. And I feel like that's where you are energetically. Even if things are crazy around you, you have found this place, this calm in the middle of the storm. um, and that's why you are being blessed, because you are now in a place of receiving it. Okay, what else about this energy? And it's like you've been watching so many people around you get blessed, so many people around you, receive things that you may have wanted, receive things that, like, for a fact that you have worked your ass off for it, whether this could be career related, love related. You may have seen people in relationships and you're like, damn, why am I still single? Or see people, receiving jobs or promotions, and you're like, damn, like, where's mine? um, you know, like you've seen a lot of people around you receive a lot of things, and for some of you, you're like, how did they get that? They definitely don't deserve that. But don't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes people, God may bless somebody with something just to take that shit right away from them. um Sometimes people don't handle things the best. So again, don't judge it, because you may not even know some of the things that that person may have gone through. So don't compare your journey to other people's journey. However, yeah, because I'm hearing like it's your time now. So it's something that you have been really wanting, and it's like it's your time. It's your turn. You've been called up to the front. Your number has been called, group number um 2. Yeah, you have completed a cycle with this world energy. You've completed a cycle, um, and it's now time for your new beginning. The number 10 can be significant. Well, we got Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio? Or no. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius. It's Scorpio, right? I think so. I don't know. Those signs can be significant for y'all. Um, and then you have the Temperance card here. Dang, you got three major arcanas here. So this is really big energy. Then at the bottom of the deck, you have Judgment. Um, yeah, heavy major arcana energy here. So this is heavy, like big changes happening in your life, but very positive changes is what I'm picking up here. Um, And it's funny you got temperance here because temperance could also talk about like peace, um, tranquility, balance, harmony. So I feel like one thing that is manifesting in your life is um, external peace. You've experienced internal peace, but now you're about to experience external peace. The world around you is going to get more peaceful, or at least your um, the things that you're in close proximity with, because we can't always control, what the other bullshit that goes on in the world. Um, but yeah, I definitely feel like for you, group number two, what's next is something coming into balance in your life. Something that may have seemed, now this feels like an external energy. Because again, we've already discussed the internal piece, but now you're about to have this external piece. Some sort of situation around you, with this justice energy and temperance, is being resolved. Um, some of you, this could have to do with maybe like legal issues or court issues. I'm also hearing debt. I'm also hearing debt collection for somebody here. So some sort of situation for some of you regarding legal issues could be about to be resolved. Um, I'm also hearing clerical error. For some of you, something could be resolved due to some sort of error in like a system or something. Um, I'm hearing somebody fucked up. So again, like this could be somebody like, maybe you owed something or there was something like a debt or something that you owed, and maybe, there was an error on, that company's end or that system's end, to where it's like maybe somebody pushed in some numbers that they weren't supposed to, or they may have accidentally deleted something. I don't know, but something about this working in your favor, or like an error or a mistake working out in your favor, whether it's an error by somebody else or maybe an error on your end. But regardless, it feels like something working out in your favor, regardless. Um, yeah. And for others of you, um, because we kind of moved away from that, partnership energy coming in. I just now realized that um that was a sneaky one, Spirit. So that could be something like a surprise coming in, because I feel like Spirit didn't really want me to talk more about that. I feel like that could be more of a cherry on top. So, on top of something going in your favor, this could also be, um, a surprise connection coming in as well. That's very interesting. Because, like, I remember, like, at the very beginning of the reading, we talked about that because those are the first two cards that came out. But then we guys are talking about other things, and it just became on the back burner. So I feel like that's kind of where you are as well. For some of you, you may really want love or want, romance and a connection, which I feel that coming in for you, absolutely. But that's kind of your energy. Like you're focused on other things right now, and that's where your spirit guides want you to do. Like they want this connection to be more of a surprise, for something to be, just kind of come in and kind of hit you out of nowhere, versus you like, you know, looking for it or even knowing when or how it's going to come in. So I'm not going to dwell on that energy because it's clear to me that spirit doesn't want me to dwell on that love energy. But just know, group number two, I definitely feel some love coming in here. Um, but I feel like before that happens, you're gonna have some streak of good luck first. But again, this good luck is gonna come in the form of maybe for some sort of error, that's gonna work out in your favor. I love that energy. Anything else on this energy spirit? I just want to kind of give y'all a round of applause. Your spirit guys wanted me to give you a round of applause. They say that you've done an amazing job, group number two, at handling, every little twist and turn, test and trial that has come your way, and you've taken it like a fucking champ. Like you did that, group number two. Your spirit guys are like they did that. Like y'all did so well on whatever this was, and just know that you're about to be rewarded very beautifully for it, and for holding your peace, and for keeping your peace, and they also want you to continue to keep your peace. Don't let any external forces, because you may have some people who see you being peaceful and they want to disrupt that. So don't let any external energies disrupt your peace. um, just continue to do you, continue to love on yourself, continue to take life day by day, and before you know it, things are going to be so different for you. I'm seeing 180. This could be 180 days. um I don't know, something about 180 is significant. What is that, half a year, right? Just about like half a year, right? So something about the next 6 months is going to be very transformative for you, but very transformative in such a positive and amazing and very beautiful way here. But group number two, I believe these are all the messages that I'm seeing for y'all. So let me know how this reading resonates for y'all in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all stay well, stay blessed, and I'll see y'all in my next reading. Peace out. All right, group number three, for those of y'all who are drawn to this lavender card here with clarity, soothing, and rest. This is going to be y'all's reading today. We're going to be looking into what's next. So, starting off with lavender here. So it has clarity, soothing, rest. What would you what would what would you hear if you allowed silence to speak first? I could have sworn it said bear. I'm like, that makes no sense. But what would you hear if you allowed silence to speak first? So this feels like the energy of like some sort of download or message that you will be receiving soon. I feel like you're gonna get multiple messages over the next couple of, I'm hearing, weeks. Something very significant about your dreams, um, and you getting downloads or messages in your dreams. Some of you may be experiencing some very weird dreams. And for others of you, this could be very like vivid dreams. Um, However, like it may not make sense while in the dream, but I feel like when you wake up, you're being led to write it down and then go back and look at things later on, and it'll make sense later on. I feel like dream wise, it's just one of those things to where it may not make sense in that moment, but after writing it down and meditating on it, it'll make sense after. So there may be, I'm also hearing characters. So there may be some people popping up in your dreams from your day to day life. However, again, be discerning, because, something that, somebody does in a dream doesn't always mean that person is actually doing it in the dream. It just may be more so of symbolism. So you're experiencing a lot of symbolisms in, excuse me, in your dreams. For example, I had a dream, I think sometime like last week. Um, but in the dream, because I work with kids, I work with youth at my job. Um, But in the dream, it was one of the kids there. But she was like, I mean, she's usually a bit of a handful anyway, but she was in a dream, she was acting so fucking bad. Like she was really like rebelling. Um, but when I woke up, and I kind of meditated on it for a while, I was like, okay, that was a metaphor or symbolism for my inner child. So there was, that was a specific message for me that I needed to know, but Spirit used, somebody familiar in my life to kind of, um, show up in my dream as, some as a symbolism for what I needed to, realize or, understand about a certain situation. Um, so that could be, something similar that you're experiencing. So again, just be discerning and, really sit with these dreams when you do wake up, and write it down as soon as you can, because oftentimes we forget within that first minute of waking up. So write it down, meditate with it, even if it doesn't make sense for a few days or even a few weeks, it'll make sense later on. So that's the one thing that I'm picking up when it comes to your dream state. Now, another thing when it comes to dreams is daydreaming. So I'm picking up, you may be getting downloads while daydreaming. Um, and also something about you manifesting while you're daydreaming. So being careful with your thoughts at this time is going to be very, very significant for you because again, like you're you're receiving downloads and you're, while you're asleep, but when you're awake, at least for you, group number three, while you're awake, you are manifesting through your maladaptive daydreaming. And even though maladaptive daydreaming is more of a trauma response, on a more spiritual sense, is a very, a very energetic thing here. So again, like you're receiving a lot of downloads while both asleep and awake, but in your daydreaming, that's a part of your manifesting because you're a lot more conscious of it um, than you are when you are asleep. So just being careful, with your thoughts at this time. And of course, um, we're humans, we're going to have negative thoughts. I'm not one of those readers that's going to be like, oh, you have to think positive all the time. Like, no, we're human. We're sometimes we may feel certain things. Sometimes we just may not be in a good mood. Sometimes, some things may happen around us to where it may cause us to be in a bit of a, a mental fog or mental funk. Um, and it's more so about how you deal with it versus, you know, the actual negative thought itself. So it's okay to have little negative thoughts here and there. Again, we're human. We are going to have them. But don't dwell on it. Don't sit. You can sit with it for a while, but try to learn how to reframe it. Is what I'm getting at. Whew, okay. Um, so with this download energy that I am picking up, this downloads that you are receiving are providing you clarity on a situation or about life in general for you. And you're also receiving clarity on the path ahead that you are either taking right now or you are about to, I'm hearing pivot, that you may be about to pivot and take next. So some of you, you are about to take a new path in life or a pivoted path in life. And you're receiving clarity and downloads on it now, and when it does happen, you will intuitively, I'm hearing instinctively know as well, um, what path to take, what decision to make, and and what to do next. So you're receiving your next steps now. Um, so that way, when things do pop off for you, you're going to know exactly what to do because it's just going to be because again you had already received the downloads that you needed to receive. Okay. What else about this energy spirit? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Wouldn't be surprised if like the Two of Swords was to come out or Two of Wands. Got the Knight of Wands. Ooh, King of Swords. Okay. Oh, this is two. Yeah, you are receiving some enlightenment um on on a new path or a new journey opening up to you. There's some energy that is building with this Knight of Wands energy. There's some momentum building behind the scenes that you are picking up on, and your higher self is picking up on it. That's why it's preparing you for it. But it's preparing you in a more through like your dream state. So some of you, you may even be, feeling a little bit restless. Even if you're getting a bunch of hours of sleep, you're still not feeling, fully rested. Or even if you find yourself having a little bit of insomnia and not getting a lot of rest, that's for a reason because you're receiving a lot of spiritual, you know, downloads as you are sleeping or resting. And then you got the Four of Cups here, which he literally looks like he's daydreaming here. So again, that energy is still very prevalent with y'all's group. Um, but again, something energy is building behind the scene, and something is about to be presented to you or offered to you. A new path, a new journey, a new idea for some of you. Um, and you're going to be asked to take action on this. But you're going to know what to do because, again, you've already received these downloads. Um, yeah, you will absolutely know what to do. Eight of Wands energy. So there's, again, this energy, this momentum building behind the scenes regarding something that for some of you, you don't even know that, things, you don't even understand how things are about to change for you. But it's going to be in such a positive way, but it's just going to come in the form of just very shocking, like just very sudden change with this Eight of Wands energy. King of Swords. Hmm. I'm getting quiet power. Um, so this, I'm also getting communication here as well. So some of you, this next journey may have to do with you doing a lot of communicating, but communicating both, I'm hearing verbal and nonverbal communication can be very significant for this next path or this next journey that you're taking, um, or a like combination of both. Can you clarify this King of Swords? Clarify this King of Swords, please. Ooh, okay. So heavy Aquarius energy here. You got the King of Swords, you got the Star at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, Five of Swords, and then the Justice card. Yeah, heavy Aquarius and Libra energy. Um, Pisces is very significant here, especially with this dream moon-like energy. Then you have the hang one here with this Four of Cups. So Pisces energy is very, very heavy here. All right. There may even be you receiving clarity on a specific situation around you. For some of you, this may have to do with maybe some legal issues, or for others of you, this may have to do with um, maybe some sort of um, you know, trickster spirits behind you. But another thing I'm picking up here, because I want to focus more on your energy, there's something that you're going to be called to be strategic with. There's the energy. There we go. Okay. There's something that you're called to be more strategic with, um, to kind of move in silence about. Um, there could be some sort of balance coming into your life. Um, or a plan to bring more balance into your life. But you're going to be asked to, again, be strategic about it and to move in silence. This is something that you're not meant to share with other people, at least not at the start. Some of you can be building something or working on something. Some of you could be receiving an idea on how to execute something or how to be successful with something. This could be like a project or a plan to, I don't know, get more money. I don't know. But you're being asked to, kind of keep it close to your chest and be a little strategic about it. However, again, this feels like something that's going to bring in a lot of balance into your life and a lot of clarity into your life. So I feel like what's next for you is clarity, is understanding of something. But again, with this Knight of Wands energy, you're going to receive this idea, this download, but you're also being called to take action on it. You can't sit on this. If you sit on this, it's just going to go to somebody else. And so, take action on this thing, or this download that you're going to be receiving. But again, this is going to call for you to be strategic about it. Now, with this star energy at the bottom of the deck, this could have to do with something to do with like online, maybe something that has to do with using your voice for something. I'm getting throat chakra energy. So some of you using your voice can be very significant for you. Maybe content creation, creating a product or a service or something like that, but something about online, the internet. Um, I'm hearing storefront, something like that could be very significant. But this feels like an idea again that's going to bring in, or bring you, more into balance, or bring things more into balance in your life. You're also being called to the forefront of things. You're maybe, being called to not just be in the background, but you're also being called to the forefront of the collective. So you're meant to share your voice, share your presence, with others. I feel like a lot of people really enjoy your energy as well. You have a very soothing energy to you, or very calming energy to you. And people need that. There's something about your energy that you're being called to share that with the collective. You're being called to share that with the world now. Um, that may be a part of this new path that you're taking here, is, becoming more in the forefront. Um, yeah, not really sure exactly what that could be for you. It's a general reading, so take what resonates, but this seems very, very interesting. I'm hearing lucrative. Um, somebody here, you could be signing a contract. Somebody here, you could be signing an NDA. I'm also hearing something about, for somebody here, like a podcast or maybe a movie, or like a guest appearance on something. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like a big audience. This could be, I was watching this video, the other day, and she was like, she was being called to, share her energy with others. But, in the video, she was like, here I am speaking in front of a group of like 3 or 4 people. Um, what she say? What was it? She was like talking or being like a motivational speaker or something for a group. at like this like tropical retreat or something like that. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a big audience, but it could still be very lucrative to where, you're traveling around, or, you're taking vacations at places and going on retreats, or speaking at retreats or places like that. So something about speaking could be very, very significant for y'all in this next phase. Okay, spirit guides, is that it? I'm drawn to this image on the star. I just now noticed this bird here. It kind of looks like a songbird. So some of you, again, this is your voice. Some of you could be, this could have to do with singing. Um, I don't know. Take where it resonates there. But group number three, I believe these are all the messages that I'm seeing for y'all. So let me know how this reading resonates for you in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all stay well, stay blessed, and I will see y'all in my next reading. Peace out.